Hello there. So this is my first blog for about 3 years, actually, a live blog. And what I want to do is I want to go through some of the top tips for inspections. Um, so the top tip I've got today is about your intro presentation at your inspection. I've sort of scheduled it to be about half an hour. However, I'm not too sure how long it's going to take, and I don't want to piffle and just sort of say anything just to fill the time. So once I'm done, I'm done. But obviously, this is being recorded, so I can send it out. So if you have missed it, apologies. Thank you so much for watching, first of all. And if you are watching it on replay, just let me know. Just put hashtag replay on the comments. That would be fantastic. Again, thank you very much. So as I say, for those who haven't met me, my name is Andrea Jackson. And did you know that at the moment, 30 training providers are gaining an inadequate or requires improvement grade at their inspection per month at the moment? If you want to know more about the figures, just speak to me and I'll tell you how I got that. And you're also aware of having those grades, gaining those grades really has a negative impact on your business. So I work with training providers to ensure that you are confident and your team is confident in the quality of your provision, and also has got actions that cover all the improvements that need to be made, which means that you can go towards your inspection with confidence, and that is you and your whole team. So let us get on. We're talking about the introduction. You get 10 minutes. I want to tell you a story. Where I used to work, we had an inspection and I wasn't the nominee. And the nominee had the 10 minutes of the presentation. Yeah. And it was him, CEO, and the owner of the company. And both of them absolutely said how they thought their business was doing, actually how they wanted their business to be. And they talked about the values and they talked about what the company was doing and how the company really made a difference to learners' lives. And it was very impressive, very impressive. I'm told that the inspectors were very interested. Brilliant. However, that could not be shown in the inspection. Now, what does that mean? Well, first of all, it means that you've lost the trust of inspectors because they are going to find out how you operate, because they know not just to listen to the presentation. They know then they need to go and find out. So telling, I'm not going to say it's telling what you feel the company should be doing is not helpful. It is so important to be honest, because from a leadership and management point of view, if you are saying one story and your training provision is showing something else, from a point of view from leadership and management, you are not going to get a good grade. And also from a business point of view, you cannot be managing that business competently because you don't know what's going on. So there's 2 points. Okay, so that's the first thing. Now, what should a presentation be? I'm going to go through that. Now, I know what I'm saying is this is not how you should do your presentation, because your presentation has to mean sense to you, the nominee. You have to have faith in that presentation. You have to know that the presentation is telling the truth. You have to know that if you're giving a figure, the figure is right. And you have to know that everything you're saying, that inspector is going to find. They will find that out. You're giving them a little bit of a pointer. Yeah. So let's start with what we could look at. Now, the first thing is we could look at, bear in mind it's 10 minutes. Sometimes you can go over, obviously it's human talking to human, but usually it's 10 minutes because your inspectors are desperate to find out what's going on. That's their job. Okay, so first of all, in your presentation, who you are, what are you, where do you stand? That's it. This is who we are. We've got this amount of learners, etc., etc. Yeah. The next one, and that's the most important thing, if you are going to talk about your vision and your values, which, as we know, is so important in a company, because we know that culture can override strategy. We know that. If you're going to talk about your vision and your values, it is vital that your staff know it and work by it. So vision and values, people that know me know I am a great believer. Basically, I'm an evangelist in, if you've got a vision and a value, you, the leader, nominee, works by that value. And then everyone else works by that value, so that when you're talking to the inspectors during your inspection meeting, your presentation about your vision and your values, they can clearly see it, not for the fact it's written on a wall. I'm really hesitant when people write a mission statement or a vision on a wall, because it frightens me, because it really does not suggest anything. It doesn't suggest that all of your staff are working towards that vision. So if you've got a really strong, robust vision and values, fantastic. Talk about it. Say what your vision is. Say how you work towards your values. Yeah. Say how you bring it into your company. Brilliant. If you haven't, or you think you have, but you're not sure everybody else has, do you know what? You haven't. Yeah, you don't have a culture. Well, you do, but it's probably not the right culture. What I'm saying is, do not include it. Okay. So then you can talk about your journey. What got you from start to here? Don't forget, you got 10 minutes for the whole thing, so let's not go into too much detail, but basically that's interesting to find out your journey, so the inspectors can really find out about where you've come from, because what you want them to have is a really good knowledge of your company before they set out. Okay, so it's the journey, what problems that you've had in the past and how you've overcome them. As I say, 10 minutes. Then you could, I'm saying you don't need it to do anything. It's entirely up to you. But one thing you could look at is your key data. And when I say key, I mean an overall, your data. Obviously, very interesting, because we all need to know numbers. But again, we go back to, it has to be correct, accurate. And if you've got your data further on in the inspection, you need to show how you've analysed that data and done something about your findings. Okay. Your strategic priorities. Talk about what you feel are the biggest things that you need to be looking at as a business moving forward. Because what we want to show is that it's two things. What we want to show is that actually we've got a handle on where our business is going, and we're controlling the business, right? From an inspector's point of view. But from a business point of view, we absolutely need to know that we have a handle on the priorities that our business has, and where we need to be focusing our strengths, our resources at that particular time. Yeah, so it's, inspections aren't just for us, they are for the business as well, because we know that as a business, if we following everything correctly, do you know what? The inspection is going to be easy because we've done everything. We've got the customer satisfaction. We've got the fact that the employers are engaged. We've got the fact that the learners understand the curriculum, etc., etc. Okay, so that's your key data, your strategic priorities. And then at the end, explain, overview, 10 minutes only. I keep saying that, 10 minutes only, but an overview of what your strengths and your areas of improvement are. Because then we can then say, inspectors can go out and agree with those strengths and weaknesses, areas of improvement. Because what we want to show is, from our presentation, is that this is where we are, this is where we've come from, this is basically our values, this is how we work as a team, this is our journey, as I've said, this is our key data, these are our priorities that we're going to focus on for the next, whether they be short term, mid-term, long term. Those are our priorities. And these are our strengths. And these are our areas of development, which we have got written clearly on a quip. But that's another one of the top tips. We'll go into that another time. So what you want to do is to tell the truth, to absolutely explain where you're going as a business, where you are as a business. But as I say, keep saying, be honest. Be honest. I was talking to somebody and they said, well, we're always improving. We're always improving. Does that mean we requires improvement? And actually, there's a difference between requires improvement and continual improvement. This is somebody that's come in and said, where you are, this level here, where you are not at the stage that you should be. You require improvement. But as a company, you will always be striving for continual improvement. That's completely different from an Ofsted requires improvement. Continual improvement is fantastic. It's fantastic. Obviously, only based on the fact that something that needs to be improved. We don't need to throw the baby out with the bathwater and all of those other sayings that we can come out with. Yeah, but that's where we're at. So just to sort of like go through what we've talked about so that we understand, we need to be honest. We need to explain exactly in that presentation where we're at, where we need to be, how are we going to get there, so that an inspector can be confident. And that's the point. It's about being confident. It's ensuring that that inspector are confident in what you're saying and that you're honest and that you understand your business, where it stands now and what you're going to do to improve it. The last thing you want from any inspection is for an inspector to find something that you didn't know, because you know what? That's really bad from a leadership and management point of view, because why didn't you know? Why isn't there already an action in your QIP, your quality improvement plan? Because those are your things, aren't you? That the things that your inspection rests on, your presentation rests on, is the fact that you know where you are, your SAR, this is where you are, and your QIP, you know where you're going. But as I say, absolutely will talk about the SAR and the QIP, because again, those are one of my lovely rants that I have about the SAR and the QIP, because I think they are strategically necessary for your business. Forget calling it a SAR, forget calling it a QIP. It's your business plan of where you are and where you need to be. But as I say, we'll talk about that later. So to recap, as long as you're happy that what I've spoken about makes total sense. But the most thing, if you don't go away from this vlog with anything else other than you need to tell the truth. You need to be honest. Honesty is the key. absolutely is the key of this first presentation, because on that rests everything else that is found. Because it's, oh yes, we were told about that, yeah, we understood that, yeah, I can see that. Or, well, they didn't say this, they said this is completely different. And when we talk about scale, they were here, and what we're finding is way down here. And that we lose confidence. And that's the most important thing, because what we never do is, I'm of the opinion is I don't like surprises. So we are never surprised. We are never surprised because we know what's going on. And not only that, we've explained it. And that's the whole purpose of your presentation. Yeah. Now, you don't have to follow all of those titles. Literally not. No, it's totally up to you. As long as you're happy that when the inspectors go out of that room, that you've done your presentation, you are happy with what they know, that they can start their inspection off with a good idea of where your business is and how your training works and where you are, and the fact that you've got improvements already on the table. Okay, so thank you very much for listening. I say, if you're going to listen to it on replay, that would be fantastic. Just in the comments, put #replay. That would be great. Obviously, it's recorded, so I'm going to throw this out as a post, because why wouldn't I? But thank you, as I say, thank you so much for listening. Really hope you've enjoyed it. I'm now going to be looking for the thing now to stop it, and I'm doing it with my other hand, which is hard. So as I say, hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know on the comments what you think, what you're going to cover on your presentation, and that'd be great. Okay, you take care. Everybody have a fantastic rest of the day. Bye-bye. See, it didn't work. Okay, now I'm going. Okay, bye-bye.